Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. I'm JJ.
And I'm Michelle.
Yes, she is.
Tonight we're going to make one of our favorite dinners. It's very quick, it's very easy. It's chicken piccata.
Yum.
You're going to love this one. Let's go to the kitchen. I am preheating the oven. I'm just keeping it warm, and you'll see why in a little bit. And I have turned my burner onto medium. I have an electric stove, but medium heat is best here. And what I'm going to do is add enough olive oil, coat the bottom of the pan with just a little bit left because we know that there's going to be, there we go. We know that we're going to, wanting to brown 4 nice pieces of chicken. So I like to swirl it around, make sure that the whole pan is covered. And then once it comes to a shimmer, then we're going to add the chicken. I've already prepared all of my ingredients because that makes it so much easier. We're going to start with the chicken that we have cut in half horizontally. You saw that I used a Pampered Chef gadget there, but if you just get it really cold, you can use a knife and stand it on its side and very carefully cut it in half. So our oil is shimmering and we're going to lay this in. See how we get a nice little sizzle? Try and keep the thickest part of the meat if there's, if you didn't get it quite all exactly the same thickness. I did have to take and use a mallet with plastic on top of the chicken, just a little piece of plastic wrap, to make sure that they were all about the same thickness. And this is a 12-inch pan, so it really accommodates 2 decent-sized breasts very well. Much more, and you'll either have to do it in batches or you'll want to just keep it to 2 breasts. Okay, now we're gonna get this seared on this side. I'm gonna turn it up just a hair, and then after that we're gonna turn it and make sure that we cook it through to at least 163 degrees. I turned it up a little bit. I bumped it up to just under like a true medium high, and on my stove up to 6.5, because we really do want to get a golden brown crust on both sides. This is now ready to turn. And since that side just looks like it's a little bit thicker right there, I'm going to move it that way. This is where you can correct where it is. This is why I turned it up. Like, see that? We want that a little bit browner. But I'll go ahead and take that. This guy's gonna, see, I like even stuff, you guys. So I'm gonna turn that inside a little bit, and I'm gonna try and bring this guy a little more to the center. Oh, you guys, I forget this every time, and it's such a way to keep everything from getting messy. If you have a splatter guard, they're really cheap if you don't have one. It is so worth having because it keeps all that grease from splattering, but it lets the steam escape so that you don't worry about it turning in on itself and making everything wet. Now we're cooking with olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and put the screen on, and we'll check it in probably a minute or 4 and make sure that we're coming up to temperature. I am going to take it off just a little bit before it's completely done, and I'm talking like 1 or 2 degrees, because it's going to drain, and I'm going to put it into the oven on warm, and I don't want it to be too rubbery or overdone when we have our final product. Okay, now we're going to deglaze the pan. Now, you might be tempted when you're going to cook this chicken to add a little bit more oil than what you see in the pan. But take my word for it, if you do that, you're going to have to drain some off into a mug or something. You're going to have to find something quick because it just isn't going to work. You'll have too much oil, it'll be too greasy. So, that being said, I'm going to turn this up to 7, a good solid 7, to get it nice and hot. And this is called fond. So we want to get all those good crispy bits into our sauce, okay? So I have a Sauvignon Blanc. When you're cooking, use the wine that you would like to drink. So I'm going to use watch out for the splatter, okay? Put a tiny bit in, let it come down. I'm going to say I probably have about a half a cup. This recipe started actually from a veal piccata recipe in The Joy of Cooking, but we've doctored it up to mimic the chicken recipes that we like when we go out to restaurants. So now we add a little bit of green onion and we add capers because we love capers. But your basic sauce for a piccata is at least the fond and some dry white wine and lemon juice. And now I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And we're going to let these two come up to a simmer/boil. And then what we want to do is let it reduce until it's thickened. Reduce it by just about a half. It has reduced, and one of the signs that tells you it's reduced is that your color gets a lot more amber. See that? And oh, look at those crispy bits. Oh, this is a good batch. Okay. So I have diced up approximately 3 or 4 green onions and I separated them. So to this sauce, real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and add the white bottoms of the green onions, or spring onions if you're in Britain. Great Britain. Okay, and all we're doing here is warming them through. We don't want to really cook them per se. And once they're warmed through, we're going to take a generous 1/2 of a cube of butter. And this is the magic that's going to bring it all together and make a velvety, soft, delicious sauce. Man, I hope you guys try this. It is so good. I've also find that using a bamboo or a wooden utensil when you're doing this, isn't that cute? That's from my friend. I'll put a link down to her Etsy channel at the bottom if you would like to purchase some custom bamboo utensils. Give this just a little swirl, because the idea here is that we want to just get it thick. Oh my goodness. Hey JJ, what does it smell like?
Smells like yum.
I want you to also know that we zested 1/2 to 3/4 of a lemon, because we're going to use that on top as sort of a garnish at the end with the green onion tops. So I'm just going to give this another minute or two. I want it to get just a tiny bit thicker. Still have my stove on 7, so I'm not walking away from it. This is the kind of meal that comes together very quickly, but it does require constant attention. You can make a meal like this one, for half hour at the most, and that includes chopping and cleaning, getting everything ready. So it's a quick meal that you could have during the week, but something kind of decadent like you would only get at a restaurant, because people think it's a lot harder than it is, but it's not. Before I put the meat in, I do want you to see how much thicker this is than when we started. That is really nice. You want it to be able to go over all the chicken and coat it, but you also don't want it to waste away. So that's what I do, is just put some in there, turn it over. I lost a little bit of my chicken crust there. No big deal, as long as you have a nice browned exterior. This isn't deep fried chicken after all. And oh my goodness gracious me, oh my. We're going to spoon some of this over the chicken. Now I'm going to turn this down. Actually, I turned the heat off. All I want to do at this point, oh my goodness, you guys, I forgot the capers. I forgot the capers. Woo! Woo, baby. Okay. All is not lost. Because again, we're just heating the capers through, okay? I have about a really generous tablespoon in here. If it were up to just JJ and I, we'd probably throw in about a full quarter cup for this, but that might overpower it. You do need to rinse and drain your capers. They're like a little pickled product. If you've never tried them, this is a really good meal to put them in. And just get a tiny jar if you've never tried them. You're really gonna like them, I'm confident. Put a note in the comments if you've never tried capers, or if you have, I hope you like them. Okay, so those are gonna be warmed through and we are ready to get ready to plate. Look at that. That is perfect sauce tonight. Now we're going to take our green onions. Just gives it a little bit of bright color, a little bit of cold crispiness for contrast of flavor. You don't have to go through all this if you don't want to on the topping of it, but it sure looks pretty on the plate. And again, just gives it another little layer of flavor. And then just the tiniest bit of lemon zest for some color and another little pop of flavor. And this is ready for dinner. Look at that. Dinner is served. Nice meal of chicken piccata with some nice fresh broccoli steamed to perfection.
Looks yummy. I've had this probably 100 times, and it is really good.
Yeah, thank you. So if you try this, please put a comment in the notes. We will load the ingredients and the instructions in the description below. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.
The bell.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Thanks for coming by, everybody.
To Big Valley Living.
See you later, everybody.
Be kind. Bon appetit.